I know. She's like, hey, just so you know that the door's locked to get down here, just in case you guys know the way the house is set up, the dogs will come down here.
Sure.
So the door's locked with a little latch. So when she's like, just knock when you're ready to come up. I'm like, see you at 3:30 in the morning.
Knock
like,
3 times on the ceiling if you love me, baby. First,
So,
let's have a message from my kid.
God damn it.
Okay, terrific.
What's up, motherfuckers? It's Friday on what I like to call it. It's Friday. My name is Max, and I'm a very funny This show is called Okay Terrific. My dad and his dumb friends make up dumb stuff and then put it on the internet so other dumb friends can listen to it. I don't get it, but whatever. Anyway, take out your and pull your out. It's time for Okay Terrific.
You know what's weird is like, you know, when you have a kid,
that's weird.
When you have a son,
that's even weird.
It's hard because like you want the son to emulate you immediately. You're like, no, he's going to be just like me. He's going to like sports or whatever, but they're their own person, whether you like it or not.
Then they need to be.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's great. But
I mean, I had to have a conversation with my son the other day about the internet. I'm like, none of this shit was around when I was a kid, and his fucking head was coming off.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean? I says, there was no Minecraft. There was no YouTube.
Right.
There was none of this shit. And we had video games, and I can show you what they looked like compared to what you're doing now. Compared to let me fire up my PS5 and you watch it for 2 seconds, and then I show you the video games that I played when I was your age.
Oh yeah. Pong, maybe, right? Space Invaders.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but it's so funny. Like when you have a kid and then you find these, like, it's been hard for me and Max to find our space, you know, like,
yeah,
because he doesn't have, as our friends would say, the dog in him. Like he doesn't have like Olivia, when she loses, she gets pissed off. Max, when he loses, he gets pissed off, but like, he's not willing to sway the game yet, you know, and I didn't have that either, you know, and that's fine. But
Brady just had equipment try on, not even try out.
Right.
If you're 6, every week makes a team.
I saw him with all the football. I was like, dude, that.
So he gets all this shit on. But the entire way there, he's asking, when are my games? When's practice? What's this gonna be like? I'm like, bro, we don't fucking know any of these questions. Ask your coach when we get there. So we got all this shit tried on and all this stuff. And I said, are you ready for this? He's like, sure. I said, what's going to happen when you get hit for the first time? I go, I think you're going to learn in a real big hurry what this is about. He goes, what do you mean? I go, the first time some kid runs over and tackles you and knocks your ass on the ground.
Yeah.
What do you do? And I said, all right, if we're ready to buck up, tomorrow's supposed to be shitty rain day. I said, Sunday, put your shoulder pads on, put your fucking helmet on. We'll go out in the yard and I'll throw a football to you and you try to catch it with your shoulder pads on. See a little bit more. And I said, guess what? Hey, I throw the ball to you, nice soft. You catch it, take a few steps. I'm going to fucking blow your ass into the ground. I'm not going to hit you like a 50-year-old. I'm going to hit you like a 6-year-old's gonna, but you're going to end up falling on the ground a lot. Sure. I go, it's going to hurt a little.
Yep.
You can't cry about it.
Yeah.
I said, you can't sit there and go, oh, he hit me too. No, motherfucker, you signed up for this shit.
But it's fun finding those weird little avenues where you just connect. Because, like, I do think that when you have a girl, for some reason, the term daddy's girl makes a lot of sense, right?
Yes.
It just does, right? Like, my daughter and I speak the same fucking language.
Me and Aubrey do for the most part.
Yeah. And it just is what it is. But for some reason, it's been so hard to find those little, you know, like if you want to make a key that can break into a fucking door, like I got 90% of the way shit in. and for some reason it just can't fucking turn over. And then there's some spots where it would just hit. And today it was great. I was like, hey man, I want you to do an intro. And he was like all in on his iPad. He's just watching fucking videos and shit. And he's like, I will be right down. And he in 2 takes, he read that entire thing.
It was so funny, the video you sent me, which is the audio that you hear. But I got the behind the scene video, and watching him and his fucking smile and laugh was just, he's like, he was so pumped to do this. And watching Liv look at him like, yo, I got the last one.
Yeah, I know.
What the hell, you know?
The first time that you didn't see, that I didn't film, because I made the like, it's I don't know, there's some where it should be, there's a B word, and I took that out and beeped that too. So like he didn't hear that part. But like the first time he heard the fucking beeps and he knows what that means, he laughed so hard he hit his head on my fucking desk and fell over. And I'm like, okay, now we have like, you're always just grasping at fucking straws, man, with kids.
Did you have it all written out or whatever for him to read?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. See, like that's where he's right there. Like it's amazing. And I was telling Krista this the other day, like watching him go through kindergarten, and he comes home with these little words, 2, 3, 4 letter words to read. And I'm like, all right, so we're just going fucking the and is and he and just going through this fucking list. And then next thing you know, he's reading a menu and pretty much pronouncing things correctly.
Yeah.
And I said, what the fuck happened? Who flipped the switch? And Krista goes, you know, that's what they're doing. I'm like, no, kindergarten's a little different than when I was there. I used to fucking eat paste and look up girls' skirts and shit.
You know? Yeah.
And she's like, no, that's what they teach them. These little short words that they sounded out. And once they put it all together, and I'm like, motherfucker, this dude's reading a menu. He's saying word. I'm like, dude,
get him graphic novels, like where it's like Captain Underpants type shit.
He was yelling about him the other day.
The things that they put together reading that, and there's pictures and stuff like that, but he's reading words that are like compound, like they're big fucking words, and he's laughing his fucking dick off. That kid reads probably 20 books a month.
Yeah, he loves that shit too.
He's always reading, and because it can be fun. But like today, I was like, he's not going to want to come down. He's on his iPad, you know, watching YouTube videos and shit. And there's a massive disconnect between him and I, because, and also him with other kids, because he's watching like YouTube videos the whole time, and he's got references and like sound bits that like, and like the fucking
emotional damage.
Nobody his age knows that shit.
Yeah.
That soundbite, right? The emotional damage one. So he'll be walking around and some kid will fall over and he'll be like, emotional damage. And no one gets it.
Yeah. Well, duh.
No one gets it. But when I had him come downstairs today, I'm like, I want you to do our intro. And I put it up on the thing and I hit record. And he goes, I'm just too nervous. I'm like,
dude, nobody's here, homie.
Nobody gives a shit, man. Just fucking roll with it. Okay, so we stop, do it again. And the first take, it was a little flimsy. And he goes, and so we listened to it through, and I pair up the music and like all the shit. So how it's gonna sound. He's like, no, let's do it again. And I go, okay. So
run it back.
So he's like, turn up my headphones. So I turn it back, and he goes, he does it, and he's a little flimsy through, and he goes, yeah, so you just cleaned it up though, right? It's like, you motherfucker. Yeah.
Turn me up, turn the music down.
So I spend like,
we're gonna do this in one take.
20 minutes fucking editing the whole thing. I bring him back down, and he listens to it, and he laughs so hard that he fell forward and smashed his head on my desk and fell over. And I'm like, okay, that's probably not good either.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, he goes, between the last beep and then the second to last beep, and then the last beep. He's like, we should do something in between. And I'm like, I think you're right. And he was 100% right. So I go, well, I think we could make it sound like bitch here. He goes, yeah, so let's do that. So I walk him, like, so he's watching me edit his fucking voice and then put in beeps, and he goes, that's good. like he's
That's lunch, everyone.
that's one. Yeah, let's wrap up. We're all wrapped. And he was just, and we had like a fucking father-son moment.
Yeah.
And I can't remember, like, I don't know if I've ever had that, like, that kind of moment with my dad, because it was always about, like, just being alive and, like, not fucking up, right? You know?
Yeah, not
like,
fucking up. Hold the fucking lights, though. You're going to catch this wrench.
No shit. Yeah. So he fucking was like, nope, that's good. And he hits me on the back and he goes, you should be an editor, man. He walks away. And I'm like, what did I create?
The butt.
Yeah, he's like,
Good game, Dad.
Yeah, he was so happy, and it was so cool to see. So, but whatever. But yeah, tonight
I just sit there and I have a girl first, and I was like, this is gonna be great. Girl problems and all this shit, trying to keep dudes away,
right,
and everything. And then you have a son. You're like, fuck yes.
Yeah.
And then that's great.
But they're nothing like you.
No. And all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, we're fucked right now, right? And I'm looking at Chris and she's like, this is what you wanted. And I said, well, keep your fucking legs closed. Take your fucking medicine like you're supposed to. We wouldn't have had either one of these problems.
Sure. Yeah.
But again, hindsight being 2020, I would never trade either one of them for the world.
No. That kid today, like, it's weird. I mean, the first time he got a hit, like they do coach pitch for baseball. And we didn't like train at all for it. And I just thought like, well, we'll just go do it. And the first time the coach pitched, he had a perfect swing and fucking nailed it. And I'm like, okay, like the kid has natural athletic ability, but what do you do with that? Because there's another kid on his team where his dad is hell-bent on making the kid be a lefty when the kid is always sitting to bat righty.
Yeah. Why
as a dad would you want to make him be lefty?
Brady does everything as a right-handed person should.
Mm-hmm.
Shooting hockey, he's kind of all over the place with that right now.
Always lefty hockey for some reason.
Yeah, I shot left-handed, left-hand low. And obviously I catch left-handed.
Sure.
Baseball catch left-handed, throw right-handed with baseballs, footballs. I shoot right-handed, basketball, everything. Brady same way. When he's out in the yard playing soccer, kicks left-footed 99.8% of the time.
Nice.
Every fucking time he'll kick left-footed. I don't get it. I don't tell him it's wrong.
Yeah, but why fuck it up?
And that's the thing. It's like, I do whatever. If that's your most comfortable foot doing that, I go, that could throw people off. Everybody knows you're right-handed.
Sure.
All of a sudden, you're going to fucking jack some shit lefty. Well, then great. But all of a sudden, she's a fucking natural athlete, and it's insane.
Yeah, I think, if we look at.
This is the kid episode, right?
Cousin Brenda. Hi. If we look at you and I think when I saw you play basketball, and I'd never seen you play any sports really other than hockey. But when I played basketball with you, I was like, oh shit. Like if you worked like I did in basketball, you would have been a way better basketball player.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I that's what I liked about playing in Gus Macker. I was like, I just went down there to fun and drink and everything, but you just catch fire and shoot the fucking lights out, and that's all I did.
Yeah. No, you had a great shot, and like positioning and stuff like that. You're like, okay, so there's things about there's things that you have as a person that cannot be taught. And I was so bad at basketball when I was a kid that I just like nerded out. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go shoot 1,000 shots a day. I'm gonna go do this and whatever. And so you can eke your way into being a fucking okay basketball player. Yeah. But some people just get a basketball and they have that fucking perfect arc. I was always a flat shooter. I never arced it. So
so you were like Bill Lambier.
yeah, I mean, if I'm going to shoot and if it goes in, it's because I got lucky and it's a favorable basket. But when you play with a double rim,
Large.
yeah, when you play with like those double rims that are playground rims are so unforgiving.
Yeah.
You need to have the drop,
Yeah.
or it's not going to go in. But and you have you had the drop, So all my misses are fucking like going fucking 40 yards that way. Your misses were like hooping out, and I was like, "Fuck, man!" Like you have that. But what happens when you have a kid that doesn't give a fuck about any of that shit, And this kid, athletic ability for my son, and again, he's going to second grade or some shit. I don't think my dad,
8, 7.
Yeah,
7.
7. I don't think my dad ever gave a shit about any athletic stuff until I was in high school, maybe.
My parents never gave a fuck.
Yeah. So
they drove me to practice. They drove me to Little League. Other than that, we did everything at my house. My house was the sports league of the town. Everybody came over to play basketball.
Oh, cool.
Everybody came over to play football. Everybody came over to play basketball. Go to bed. You got to ride a fucking bike tomorrow. My wife's down here now. Hey, dog. What up?
Oh, all right.
She's so fucked. It's
Send
midnight.
pics.
She's complaining. She had there's a fire drill or some shit at the bank building the other day, and she was on the 23rd floor and had to walk all the way down.
Oh, poor baby.
I know, poor thing. And now she's got to ride a bike for 10 miles tomorrow.
You would have bitched him on too.
I would have fucking just jumped out the window.
You would have been like a fucking 9/11 jumper.
Come out!
Mary Poppins.
Fucking eat an ice cream sandwich. I'm straight out of the freezer.
She's gonna shit.
God, I
so
love
hard
you.
riding a
I
bike.
know.
But
yeah, I mean, just watching your kids, and it's like, I mean, Aubrey won't let me forget the day we went to the park and she wanted to play me one-on-one. And I kind of backed her down. I gave her the one fake and the other way, and I hit her with my hip and knocked her right on her ass. And I just laid the ball in.
Right.
I said, your ball. And she's like, what the fuck? So
Yeah.
she brings it up all the time. Remember that time at the park when you knocked me down? I says, yeah, did you get back up? What'd you do then? I don't take it easy on my kids.
No, you can't.
I can't. I want them to be fucking MJ and Kobe killers.
Well,
I
I think-
want them to have that fucking mental thing that I want them to kill their opponent.
And
Nobody ever took it easy on me.
I think
Nobody.
Matt, so if you look at like nowadays, especially when kids play a game, it's like, well, there's no score or there's this or there's that. And like, it's all nonchalant. Right. But there's a few times when Max was playing football where the team got a first down and I look over and he was like actually crying. And part of me goes like, hey,
You're crying to football.
yeah, don't cry, whatever. Like, gotta console him a little bit. But like, do you want to fucking work that out of him? No, you don't. You want him to have the fucking, as they say, the dog. You want the dog in him. But are you going to be like Tiger Woods' dad? Kobe had a thing where I think he was always so mad at his dad that Kobe was always playing against his dad.
Yeah. I want my kids to just want to play hard all the time.
Yeah, I mean, so the one thing I always tell my kids is like, the only thing you can control is your ethic, like the work ethic that you have. Like, you can
What you put in is what you get out.
Your effort is the one thing you can control. If you're bad at basketball, right? And Max, when he played basketball this year, terrible. But the one thing you can control is how hard you work during the fucking game.
Yeah.
If you're bad at basketball, get under the rim, get rebounds. Just do that.
Do something. Just do something. Hustle.
But once I put that in his ear, he was like, okay, well, I'm going to go do that then. Like that's all it takes. But I don't know how you make these motherfuckers like.
It's tough these days because these kids watch YouTube all the time and all they do is watch guys like Steph Curry, shooting
Yeah.
three, shoot, not play defense, whatever. They
But
they
Del
see
Curry
these
was
guys
probably one of the greatest.
Yeah.
Del Curry had the sweetest shot of all fucking time.
well, obviously his son got all that.
Sure.
One of them.
Or the son watched the dad do it and then fucking got obsessed. Like winners are obsessed with two things: winning and also not losing.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are the two things that winners are obsessed with. And if you have a kid that's obsessed with like not losing, like, and that's Max. He's Olivia will be like, well, I played good and whatever, and we did this and we won, whatever. But like, she's not like live or die.
Yeah.
And
I
that's cool.
I want that loss to hurt.
Yeah. But man, when Max loses,
What could I have
just
done
like,
better?
He's so fucking pissed off.
No, dude, Brady, like I said, they got their equipment try on yesterday. So we talked to the coach and he's like, hey, practice is probably going to start for another couple weeks. He's like, as soon as I figure it out, I'll give you guys a schedule. I'm like, great.
Sure.
And the fucked up thing about this is as Brady's walking in to the line to get his equipment try on, his coach for flag football is doing all the try on for the kids. We get up to front. He's like, I remember you. I'm like, yeah. Why do you remember him? Because as all the chaos ensued as 5-year-olds at the line of scrimmage, Brady fucking ran an out route.
Right.
And as soon as he got by the line, he threw his hand up. What does that mean? He's fucking open.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as coaches are being quarterbacks, you don't want to throw this ball to this little dude running a fucking go route.
Right.
And guess what? They did. And guess what happened? He caught that motherfucker, ran to the house, and then started doing the gritty. And guess what? That kept happening all year.
That's great. Yeah.
Because all the chaos and these kids would take 2 steps and turn around, but there's somebody there. Brady, and I told him, we were running routes in the front yard. I said, when you beat your guy, you throw your hand up.
Yeah.
He goes, why? I go,
Randy
that means you're
Moss,
open. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That means you beat your guy, you're open. The quarterback sees that, he's throwing you the ball.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, that shit started happening.
Uh-huh.
Brady's fucking catching balls that none of these other motherfuckers were catching.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So he's like, this year, he's like, fuck, what position am I playing? We're in line. He's practicing throwing. He's like, I'm going to be quarterback. I'm like, you might be a fucking lineman, dude. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So I played what Brady's doing. So like 3rd grade, Pop Warner, East Aurora type shit.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I could be a receiver. I can catch anything. I got good hands. They made me center.
Yeah.
And so you got to take like pride in being center. And my dad would be like, well, I mean, the center touches the football every play. Like, well, go fuck yourself. I just snap it back to this asshole. I block people. But if that's your job, you do the fucking job.
Yeah.
So it's a good,
And
it's
that's
a
what I
good thing to
told
learn.
him. I said, when this happens, whatever the fucking coach tells you to do, you do.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
Listen to him.
Yeah. So, but it's cool when you have, and I think
I'm just glad my kids like sports. That's all I care about.
oh,
Except for soccer. I could not watch them play soccer. Sorry, Tez. I know you're watching.
no,
I could not watch my children play soccer.
I got weirdly into soccer over the last
no
couple
shit.
years because like they're in travel leagues and the whole thing or whatever. But
That fucker spent a couple extra minutes in the freezer.
that's a slushy.
She's frosty.
It's so weird. Like when you try to like, you think when you have a kid, the kid's going to adopt your complete mentality as you sit today.
Well, isn't that the way with all these pure studs in every sport that
Sure.
everybody thought Michael Jordan's one of his kids were going to be fucking the next Michael Jordan, and they weren't. Tom Brady's kids aren't going to be Tom Brady. Wayne Gretzky, he had a brother.
He's Tom Brady because he failed so many times and got looked over so many fucking times that he was like, "Fuck it." When I get the chance, it's got to be 10 out of 10.
People.
Yeah. So, I think the other part of it is I want them to know what it is to lose, and in a lot of these leagues,
You don't lose.
there's no winners and there's no losers, you know? So I like the fact that when he loses, he is pissed the fuck off. And I didn't have that either. I didn't have it until way later in life.
Yeah, I didn't either. I mean, my dad beat the shit out of me in a lot of games that I played younger. Said I've told this pool story 100 times about motherfucker beat me left-handed, fucking behind his back, blindfolded, everything. I couldn't beat the fucking guy. And then finally, the first day I actually beat him, there was euphoria. Same thing playing horseshoes with a motherfucker.
Yeah,
He's one of the best fucking horseshoe players I've ever seen on the planet.
Oh, I bet.
And me and Dean were
Beautiful
drunk
high
one
tech.
afternoon. We fucking beat him, and it was great. And we never let him live it down. But same thing with my kids. I'm like, you get to it. I mean, while they're younger, yeah, give them a little bit of leeway. But now that they're, you know, obviously Ob's older and Brady's 6-ish. Now it's like, I beat you. We just played basketball in house the other day. And I beat Brady. And he came over and shook my hand. He said, good game. I'm like, that's what you do. You know? And he goes, I'm going to beat you next time. I says, good. That's the attitude you need.
Yeah.
And then what does he start doing? Jacking up shots right away.
Yeah,
Practice and shit. I'm like, good. That's what you need to do.
There's a Greek person, I think his name is like Epictetus or some shit. He did something for the god. He did something for people that the gods were mad at him for allowing that to happen. So his fate, his entire life, was to have this stone, and he had to carry the stone up the mountain, and he was never going to get it over the top. And so every day he'd work and push, get up to the top, and just before it came over, his fate was to have the thing fall over and come all the way down, and he had next day do it
Fucking
all over
worst version of Groundhog Day I've ever heard.
I know, yeah, like the worst thing ever, right? But there's something cool to be said by that, because like you learn so much more when you fail.
Yeah.
Versus like imagine if, like, how many kids do you see, and especially like you'll see this with Brady and his teams and shit like that. They're going to give the ball to the fastest and the biggest kid, and that kid's going to score all the touchdowns. It's going to be all the accolades and whatever. And then the world is going to change around that kid, and all the kids are going to get bigger and faster and whatever. And then this kid that was scoring all the touchdowns is going to score less touchdowns, and then less, and then less, and then less. And all the shit that was handed to him before, because he had such amazing athletic ability in the early days, that's all going to go away.
Yep.
And the one thing I always call it gas. Give a shit. If you don't have gas, you are fucked. And I see Max. He has gas. He gives a shit when he's into it, you know. So today, this is a like a way weird like parlay back to why he did this fucking voiceover for us. But like, it was really fun to see him give a shit about something he said, you know, like, you know, and it was so funny. He was like, you should be a movie editor, and just like tap me on the back and be like, all right, I'm back on my iPad. I'm out. And we're done. You know, so he laid down bars and was like, and we're done. It was so cool. It was so cool. And I've always been grasping at straws to fucking identify with him, because like he's very athletic.
Yeah.
But shit comes really easy to him. And then when it doesn't, he turtles up.
It's just watching Brady shoot hoops and on the kid rim in the house. And then there's a little itty bitty hoop he had outside, but now we took it outside so he can fucking dunk on it. It's right at his head. He just goes out there and he's like, rate my dunks. And he's throwing fucking windmills down, reverse jams. It's great watching that shit. But I'm like, he was at basketball. He had basketball this year or whatever, and they did all the fundamentals and shit with him. And I asked Chris, I'm like, how was he? She goes, if we're being honest, he was younger than everybody there, and he was the best one of them all.
Yeah.
I said, and that was without pushing him. Nothing. Yeah. He watches YouTube videos of Steph Curry and all these other people.
Yep.
And he fucking shoots hoops all the fucking time. He's screaming at me to get our basketball hoop back up which it's leaning against the fence in the backyard because that's where he put it for the winter. But I gotta create a board, a level spot for it to go. And with my arm being fucked up, I really haven't been able to do that. So I said, next week I'm fucking on it. We're gonna get you your shit, get your basketball hoop back up. But he's out there shooting hoops. He don't give a fuck. He's like, I want to play 1v1. He doesn't give a shit who it is. I mean, guess what? He's gonna travel.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna do some shit. I'm not gonna fucking knock his ball in the next week occasionally, but he's out there just fucking shooting.
If he's not doing this,
no,
if he's doing this,
you're
it's
gold. One hand.
You're gold.
It ain't two.
Yeah,
it's one. And I'm like, he's good there. I mean, watching him play hockey, he's got a right hand stick and he's shooting lefty. I'm like, bro, you got to switch that shit up. And he's like going one way, and I'm like, all right, there's that, pick one or the other.
One way will work good while you're young, but
figure it out.
Figure it out. Yeah.
And whatever. And in football, we're out in the front yard, and I'm like, hey, listen, you run up till you see that thing, cut to your left, and look back. The ball will be there.
Right.
So he runs the first time, fucking ball bounces off his head. I'm like, turn your head around.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you make that cut, turn your head. The ball's coming.
Catching with a helmet is going to be way fucking different. Yeah.
That's the thing, dude. Dude, the first fucking pass I throw him, I'm drilling him right in the fucking head as hard as I can throw it.
Yeah, you got to be hands
I want to take him clean off his fucking feet.
Show the triangle, get it out. Yeah. It's way different than this or this, Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not just going to hit your belly. I'm like, you got shoulder pads on and a jersey. I go, it's going to be tough for you. And you got to figure, I'm like, I'll get you ahead of the curve here. We'll have some fun with it. And I said, guess what? I'm going to run over and fucking knock your ass down on the ground.
So cool. Yeah.
But I'm like, Chris is a little worried. He's 6. It's tackle football. I mean, when they got his shoulder pads, his set had the neck roll in the back, and the coach was like, I could take that off. I'm like, nope, leave that fucking thing on.
Yeah.
He's 6 years old. These kids don't know how to tackle.
Yeah.
They watch a little crazy shit. I'm like, a little bit extra protection. I'm like, I'm good with it right now. Just we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool seeing him in he was so happy in the fucking helmet and shit.
He's in the backseat. I'm like, we gotta take this shit off. He's like, I'm gonna ride home like that. I'm like, all right.
I love it. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
But he's got an actual brand new fucking helmet. This has never been worn before. It's brand fucking new. And those kids' helmets, the adult ones too. I mean, fuck, even the ones I sell have them.
Sure. The air
in the back. Yeah, they got an air pump, and then they got them on the side.
Oh, okay.
So they put the air pump in the back and filled his up a little bit, and his head still wobbled in there. I'm like, it's got to be snug, dude. But you can pull on the ear holes and get it off your head. So the coach fucking put it on him, got it situated, and then he filled up the side ones. Dude, he took the fucking helmet off. His whole fucking head was red. It was like cutting out circulation. I'm like, all right, see coach next time. We gotta take that down.
The red band here. Yeah. I love it, man. It's cool.
He's all pumped, and he's like, what if we win these games and whatever? And I'm like, bro, you're putting the cart before the horse. You didn't even practice yet.
Yeah.
He goes, well, we might go to the championship game. I go, you might. You don't know that. It's not till fucking October.
Yeah. It's cool that he gives a shit about it.
He does too,
which is awesome.
And the coach asked him, what numbers do you want? Write down 2 numbers. He picked 49. Completely fucking random. Chris and I are just sitting there looking at each other. I'm like, and then his second number was 18 because of Justin Jefferson. That's his favorite player.
Sure.
So I thought that was going to be number 1.
Sure. Yeah.
And then, whatever. So Krista puts down 10 as his last number. He had 3 choices, I guess. So she's like, we'll put down 10. And I'm like, I know why you picked that, because that was Tom Brady's number in college.
Mm-hmm.
And Brady's like, no, that's Tyreek Hill. Chris is like, how do you know? I'm like, this motherfucker watches football videos all the time. This is all he does.
Yeah.
He knows everybody.
Yeah.
And Brady's like, who's 49? I'm like, well, John Lynch was 49 back in the day. But I'm like, anybody today, I can't remember. I'm like, anybody who's 49 was probably a linebacker.
Edmonds, I think, was 49.
Yeah, fuck the Bills. But the guy that fit his helmet on. And I said, dude, you sure you don't want to go at 12? That was Tom Brady's number. He goes, you can't say that around here. I said, what are you talking about? He's like, dude, Tom Brady? Nah. I'm like, His name's Brady Thomas. He goes, fuck. He goes, what are you doing? And I said, yeah, my son's public enemy number 2, literally in Buffalo right now.
I love it. Yeah. Now, if you
I hope he does well. I just hope he
if
has
they're
fun.
obsessed with getting better, I mean, that's the one thing that I think if you could impart on your kids at all, like with Olivia with soccer, she had a couple kind of bad coaches, and so she'd like turtle up and not care. And she had one coach this year where she was like, you could see her actually give a shit because the coach was actually giving her energy of like being good. Like,
Yeah.
your job is this. She was like left defense. Your job is to bar that motherfucker out and either kick the ball out or kick the ball up. That's it. And this bitch would shut people down.
That's all you need, man.
That's
Like I said, if your coach asks you to do something, do it.
yeah.
It may not be glorious.
Don't be in
It
love
may
with
not-
goals.
whatever.
Yeah. Don't
That's
be in
the
love
thing.
with goals.
Too many kids are infatuated with that these days.
Well, I mean, yeah, and also like with basketball for Max, and even with Brady. Let's say that because he's probably a huskier kid too, because he's your kid. Let's say they put him on. No offense.
Yep.
Let's say they put him on offensive line. Let's say they put him on defensive line.
Yeah.
Your job is to do this, and if you do this, you're winning.
Yeah.
Make the win be positional and not be the team win.
Yeah.
You know, like just it's so easy to shape these kids to be fucking monsters. But a lot of times they fall in love with the wins and the losses.
The glory. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I mean,
whatever. Like I said,
dude, there was kids on Max's team. Max has never touched a basketball ever, right? And it's probably my fault. But there's kids that were doing fucking jab steps.
yeah.
Max is slapping the basketball, you know, like don't worry about doing setbacks. Worry about making that kid that's doing setbacks go to his bad hand.
Yeah. Push him the opposite way.
Push him
Most
left.
way to the left. Yeah.
That's all it is. Because you'll win.
Yeah.
You can be a really bad technical basketball player and push the best player to his weak hand, and you'll win more than you learning how to fucking do a jab step.
That was the way when I played basketball at the behind the church in Strikers when I grew up. Everybody knew. Like I'd show up in my fucking Jordan jersey with the compression shorts and shit.
Sure.
And I would do the Jordan shit. I'd fucking drain outside shots. I'd drive to the rim. You know, when I got a little older, I was able to kind of dunk. I think it was like a 9-ish rim, maybe 9.5. I don't know. But we could throw down some fucking dunks.
Nice.
I used to do the fucking Jordan drive from the left baseline, go up, and everybody comes in to fucking swat, bring the ball back down, come up the other side.
Come up right.
And,
Yeah.
And I do that shit. And everybody's like, force him to his left.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Taylor learned how to use his left hand. And then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yeah, I can still go that way too, motherfuckers.
So Ortez, when he played me the first couple times, so I had a arm injury. I had stitches because my sister fell through a window and I saved her life. No big deal.
Which one?
Jinky eyes.
You had every chance to make that right.
I know. Sorry. But so for some reason, I'm a better dribbler left than I am right.
Yeah.
Which is great if you're playing in an organized game and I get the ball on the like top left key. I have the world open to me because everyone thinks I'm going to go right.
Yeah.
But if I go left and give you a little shake, I have room to shoot. I'm good. I'm golden. But when they figure you out, you are totally fucking fucked. So if I cross over right, let's say I get space. Let's say Ortez is behind me. Then I'm like, I'm with my shitty hand right. I know I shoot right, but pulling up here and shooting this way, I'm so off balance in my head that he wins all the time. He wins. So sometimes I'll get right. So he overcompensates. I'll come back left and get back to my spot and shoot. So like when we're on the same team, he knows where to give me the ball. But if we're playing against each other, I'm so fucking fucked because he knows. The scouting tape's out on me.
You remember when we were younger, when the fucking crossover first happened and everybody's fucking head exploded? That wasn't a thing. That was Timmy Hardaway.
Tim Hardaway, yeah, it was a thing.
UTEP two-step.
Yeah. So,
nobody fucking had ever done that. And then all of a sudden, poof, wait, that's a move. That's a dribble I can make
mm-hmm.
to give myself a little bit of space.
That shake.
Shot.
That weird, like bring it way out here.
Yeah. And then quickly, boom, between your legs. And
Yeah.
as you're coming this way, everybody moves.
Yep.
And next thing you know, the ball's back in your hand, and you're just like,
now what's weird is like
what the fuck?
The fucked up part now that we don't know is that the gather step.
Oh, that Euro step bullshit. Yeah.
No, it's a gather step.
Yeah.
Which is like, so you actually build in 2 extra steps in your move.
Yeah.
That are legal.
I
Which
mean,
make no fucking sense at all.
When I played in high school, the fucking ref was watching you bring the ball up.
Yeah.
The minute your fucking hand came over the halfway mark on the side of the ball,
Yeah, that's one.
palming.
Yeah,
dude,
that's
fucking,
one. Yeah.
I'm like, now it's just this all day.
Yeah.
And the traveling and shit, it's gotten out of control, but I mean, it is the game and it's not going to fucking change and they're not going to change it.
I see shit now where I'm like, I was watching basketball clips earlier today. It was like, I think they were like Taiwan or some shit. And these guys are bringing it back through the legs, right?
Way back.
Yeah. So they're here with the ball. They bring it back through. So they shake the guy. They gather. The guy corrects himself. They come back. And they still have one other step.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Dude, I don't get it.
I don't get it. Like, okay, so I get shaking a guy this way, right? So he's over here.
So when that ball comes back through your legs to your left hand, like you just had out, that's your left hand.
Yeah. Now
Okay.
that to me that's one.
You've picked up your dribble.
That's one. When we grew up. Now it's the gather step. So you still get 2 extra steps on that? What the fuck are we doing?
But I'm watching dudes bring the ball up and they're not even getting pressed and they're going between their legs or dribbling behind their back. I'm like, what's going to happen when you short step and it goes off the back of your foot and it goes out of bounds?
Sure. Yeah.
While you're dribbling between your legs or behind your back when you're not getting pressed, when you're not trying to keep the ball away from it, you're just bringing it up. Why? I don't understand why that happens. Is a basketball thing, a cultural basketball thing? I don't get it.
I don't know where it's
everything fucking changed, dude.
Yeah, I think the globalization of basketball or whatever they say, but like
palming.
Also,
you just got called for palming today.
Doing this,
soon as your hand turned, tweet. Fucking
that
way.
Yeah.
What? You palmed the ball. Your hand came under the basketball.
And you're still in your rhythm. Like you didn't like do 9 steps and fucking it's crazy, man. And I wonder if selfishly, I'm like, okay, well, if I had that when I was in high school, could I score?
Dude, how dangerous could us white kids have been if we had the gather step, the Euro step, and being able to palm the ball?
and shoot a basic fadeaway, like a 15-foot fadeaway.
And
Right.
Was there a 3-point line then?
There was for me.
Yeah, I think it was kind of relatively new. Yeah.
But if you give me that much more effort to get space,
Yeah.
with my limited handle, I have a terrible handle. I'm all lefty.
Oh, dude, I played basketball with this kid in high school. Whew. I'm telling you, the hands on this motherfucker were insane. The coach would fucking make him lead us in dribbling drills in the between the legs, just batting it back and forth, like not even pushing it,
Sure.
batting it,
Yeah.
and then like pick it up and head up. They'd fucking have a stick under your fucking chin
Really?
and dribble and back and forth between your legs or between your hands, just in front of your legs, looking straight ahead, back and forth, back and forth. And if your fucking head came down, whack, you got hit with a fucking stick.
Really?
Your fucking head up. And that was the whole thing. You dribble, not fucking looking, and your hands are going. And I mean, dude, you push too far one way, the ball hits you in the palm,
Sure.
stick in the fucking
Yeah.
chin. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Right.
And this motherfucker was a magician with the ball.
I mean,
He was-
you also,
I mean, and then you got another 9 other white dudes because we had no blacks in our school back then
sure.
that couldn't fucking handle the ball well at all. And this
Right.
kid was so fucking good.
There's also that weird Maxim Afenagel. If oh boy,
A Finneganov.
Maxim Afenagenov thing where you're so good at puck handling that you still don't shoot.
Yeah.
Like that guy could have had 30 more goals a year if he would have just teed up and fucking shot it towards the net.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times us here in Buffalo yelled at him to shoot the fucking puck
No
after
shit.
he
Yeah.
dangled everybody and their fucking grandchildren shoot the fucking puck.
Yeah. There's so many times where those guys can dribble and get space, but they can't get a shot off.
Yeah.
To me, I'm like, I like no space. Where if I can if I shoulder you and the ball's in my right hand and I come back to my left and I step back a little bit and I'm 6'2", I can get back and shoot. And no matter where it is, like I got a good shot. It's not a bad shot. But there's so many times where people overcompensate with their fucking dribbling.
Yeah.
And then
You're
they still
wasting-
can't get a shot off.
Yeah.
Fuck that. So
That's the thing too, is like even in hockey, as goalies, we were taught in camps, wasted movement is wasted energy and it's wasted time.
exactly. Yeah.
And you do see it a lot today in today's game with those guys being able to move the way they can.
Sure.
But it's like so many times I've had people I still do in my fucking 40 and over league, have people screaming at me to do this. I'm like, I'm a step ahead of you. I know where the puck's going.
Mhm.
They're not shooting here.
And they have a clear shot.
And there's these guys that go down to one pad and slide across to look cool. And it's like, why? That guy's not shooting the puck.
No.
So here I am. T push, shuffle.
Right.
I'm in the same spot. And guess what? I wasted half the fucking energy. So some of these dudes are fucking, and I'm like, I'm overweight and fucking old, and I'm not even fucking tired because I'm not wasting energy
Right.
and doing all
Exactly.
this stupid shit just for show. I'm like, I'm not here to look pretty. Tell you one thing though, I do want all my equipment to match. That is a big thing with some of us.
Well, I mean, you
That's
guys,
great and that's
you
cool.
people.
But I don't
need to look
need
pretty.
to. I don't need to look pretty. There's no scouts. I says my kids want to come watch me occasionally. I'm like, hey, did you guys take any cool pictures? Nope, not one.
Good night,
Nobody gives a
cousin.
fuck that I'm doing it. Brenda, I will see you in 2 weeks.
I will see you in 2 weeks.
No, you won't.
Yeah, I will.
You're not coming with me, dude.
Well, I'm gonna swing by.
Mm.
Swing by.
Maybe he'll send you a video. That's the
No, I'll swing by.
Brandy's I already told her, I'm like, all right, me and Chris are hanging out in the morning. I got a family thing to do in the afternoon. I said, then we're going back to
I'm going to swing by.
the biggest beer tent in Western New York.
Yeah.
And she's like, take me with you. I'm like, nope, because
Nope.
fuckface is going to be
No, I'm going to
on
swing
one
by
by then.
and say hello.
Yeah.
And do this big hug, and I'm out. Yeah, no, it's insane to me. And I wonder if like that Eurostep shit, I don't even know now, like when I look at it now, when I was a kid, if my knees would even work that way.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, how do you gather,
Gather step.
come back, and then come back again? Like, I got Bambi knees, man. Like, I have knees like a newborn fucking deer.
Dude, basically back then, that fucking ball hit the floor and your foot came up. There's one.
That's
you got one more fucking step to
If you're lucky.
make your move.
Yeah, if you're
And,
lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now?
You get two
Jesus
more steps. Two more
Just go
steps.
wherever.
Yeah, it's so crazy, and I just wonder. I wonder how good I would have been if I had a Euro step, and I'd probably be the same, same player, same shitty player,
Yeah.
wasted potential. I remember my coach. So I was in a basically all white school, and we had a black coach, and yeah. And honestly, they should make like a Disney movie out of the shit. But the first day that my coach gets in there, he says, listen, to all the parents, we're going to have an open practice. Because he knows that shit's going to be different. Because white coaches are like, all right, first day, layups. Second day, whatever. Like, so we're always shooting. This motherfucker was like, nope. We're going to run until everyone pukes because tired people can't make baskets either. I mean, to this day, I actually like sent him a message maybe 10 years ago. I was like, I didn't get it, but now I get it. Because when really hard shit happens, you have to still have your fucking facilities with you.
You got to dig deeper.
Or you're fucked.
Yeah.
You know, no matter if you are, I don't know, in business or whatever it is, like you have to have your faculties with you, right? And tired people are fucking stupid. They just are.
I'm tired.
That's life in general, right? So, but when you're a fucking, come on, Daddy. Okay, there's. But when you're a junior in high school,
Yeah.
you're like, I just don't want to run suicides animore. Like, this guy sucks. But like, I remember him going like, no, you're gonna from the baseline from the baseline to half court line, you're gonna crawl, and you're gonna crawl like the dogs you are. That's what he said.
Good.
And he's the only black guy the only like fully black male that this high school has ever seen, ever. And all the parents are like, I can't believe this. The embedded racism in this shit is like palpable. My parents are like, I hope he fucking kills you. my parents are so progressive. They're like, good.
Beat this shit out of this white boy.
Yeah, please kill him.
Yeah.
But what that guy went through, I can't imagine. And what he put us through, even now, like if my son was in like his camp, I'd be like, it might be a little harsh. But man, that guy beat the fuck out of us.
I mean, Brady's coach this year. So I told you when he went through the line, his coach last year for flag football remembered him while he's getting tried on. And so there's a big black dude at the end of the equipment trailer, you know, hooking everybody up with shoulder pads. And he was the coach this year. She's like, that's our coach. I said, do you remember him? She's like, no. I said, his kid played with Brady last year.
Cool.
And I go, there was one game they were playing and they needed people to go out there and like throw the ball to the kids and just help coach. And I said, he volunteered. He said, oh, I'll go out there and I'll throw the ball around to the kids. And I said, you don't remember? She goes, fuck. She goes, as soon as you said that, I remembered it. I said, yeah, he was one of the interim parents that were just there randomly and jumped in. And Chris is like, why don't you do anything? I'm like, I can't coach.
Yeah.
I don't have. She goes, but you know the rules. You know all the shit that's going on. You see things before things even happen and whatever. She goes, why don't you help? I'm like, I can't. My personality will not let me do this.
Right.
You get floated a butterfly and you drop that motherfucker. I have your face mask and I'm fucking shaking it.
Right.
And I'm clapping you upside the fucking head and say, why did you not catch that?
I hate coaches that have no scheme. Like, so with Max's flag football league, it's pretty easy to see if you run like counters all day, you're winning.
You're gonna
if you get everyone moving this way and you come back this way, you're good.
All it takes, hey, you 4 people move left, everybody's going left, and you go right.
Yeah, you're good. I hate that shit. I hate but again, like if the goal is to teach them football doesn't, you can't win on fooling people unless you're like running like the old school, like wishbone shit, right? Like 7 fucking counters.
6 years old. What kind of plays are you going to teach them that are sticking in their head? Like the coach here, he came up after actually Brady got fitted for his helmet before his shoulder pads, just because the guy had time. And our new coach, Coach Andrew, I think his name's Andrew. He's like, 2 things, man: safety and fun.
Yeah.
He goes, everything else will come together. He goes, that's all we're worried about this year. Okay. Everybody finishes the game. Nobody gets hurt. We have some fun. Win, lose, draw, whatever, and that's that. And I'm like, well, I mean, Chris has said on the way home, she's like, man, that's what I really looked about. I'm like, yeah, dude, these guys they have 8 games against 8 different teams. I'm like, they can go 0-8. That's fine. Don't get fucking hurt. It's 6 years old. Nobody remembers this shit.
For defense, if you could teach defensive people to stay home and stay in your spot, you're not going to fall for counters, right? So
sorry, big husky dudes, you're going to end up being a lineman right now. You are. Sure. Guess what? You might grow out of that and become a great tight end or whatever. But right now, you are the biggest, huskiest people. You're fucking blocking, and it sucks. But do your job. You play as a team.
That's the other part too. Like, I hate that.
Did you just open another drink?
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I was looking at the timer. It's climbing towards an hour. I'm like,
we haven't even started talking.
Oh, dude, we've been talking for an hour.
Talking about kids. Go to bed.
No, it's almost
sleepy. Shh.
Let's go take a piss and go to
bed. Go piss.
Yeah, but I don't want to come back and talk.
Okay. We can just.
You're the fucking worst.
I think, to me, if again, I can't be a football coach either, right? But I think for kids Brady's age, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be. All right, go ahead. It's going to be.
They have the thing on so I can hear.
Sure. Make the kids do something and then give the ball to the fastest kid, and you're going to win, right? But if the defense is smart enough to stay home, that shit's not going to work.
Yeah, but at 6 are they learning that?
So teach the kids to play their own zone. Make it a zone defense. And don't tell them it's a zone defense. Say your job is to stay here. You're in this block. Do this. Your job is to make this person do that. Instead, they say, go get the ball. Well, what happens is when you run a fucking sweep right, but it's actually a counter left, it's a fucking touchdown every time. And I hate that. I hated seeing my son fall for that shit. I hated it so much. So I tell Max, like, your job, and they made Max be middle linebacker because he's fucking a bad motherfucker. Your job is to be in the middle. Wait. Stutter step. Don't act on the first movement. Wait. And then you'll see the ball come back your way.
You see all that chaos in the middle, and then you'll see that one guy sneak
It's all
out.
bullshit. Yeah.
Go to him.
Your job is to stay in the middle until you see where the ball's going, and then you go. And in flag football, Max had 98 actual tackles.
Yeah.
So he's not going to pull on a flag, but he will fucking truck stamp your kid
Yeah.
like a
That was the problem too with Brady watching him play flag football. You saw he just wanted to lay people out.
Yeah.
So I said, all right. So when it came time to it, Chris is like, what do you think? One more year of flag football? I said,
no, I love that you're good at tackle.
This
Yeah.
motherfucker needs to get hit.
Yeah.
I go, he's got this.
And there's going to be days where he gets laid the fuck out.
And that's cool. And I want him to know what it feels like and to know it's going to hurt.
Yep.
Bro, mommy's not going to be there to wipe your fucking tears. You're going to get fucking dusted at some point.
Yep.
So that's why I told him, I said, put your shit on in front yard.
Especially with shoulder pads and helmet, dude.
Yeah.
You
guys are all fucking
Got
all
to be.
wobbly bobbly out there. I'm just going to come put a fucking hand in your shoulder pad and tip you over. Guess what? Your feet are coming out and you're going to land on the fucking ground. How's that feel, bro?
Right.
Guess what? It's for real when you're lining up against these other kids.
Yeah. I love that shit.
So
I love it.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. I'm excited. I'm like, I'm trying to tell him, like, dude, I never played football. He's like, why? I said, well, contrary to what you see right now, when I was younger, I was tall and skinny.
Same. Yeah.
I would have got broken in half. That's why I played basketball. It was non-contact.
I was 5'8", 110 pounds.
Yeah, I was wispy.
Yeah.
if we're going to use terms.
Yeah.
But
You
I'm
can
like,
see my spine through my abs.
Yeah.
Like that's how little I was.
I never played football. I'm like, I always, went and watched my friends play football. It was cool. I love football, obviously. I says, but I just could never play it. And I told him, I said, just bear down, listen to your fucking coach, do as he says. I mean, and that's what I tell Aub, and she's asshole deep in volleyball, softball, and basketball. I'm like, we'll play those sports outside of school.
Sure.
And I'll tell her some things. I'll show her some things. I'm like, here's tips and tricks.
Basketball is
Things
so
to
beautiful
learn.
because it's all angles.
Still listen to your fucking coach.
Yeah.
Don't ever say, but my dad told me to do this. No.
Fuck
If
that.
your coach tells you to do it, just fucking do it. And that's,
But
that's why she is so good at volleyball right now.
That's
I
awesome.
mean, she's in 8th fucking grade. Well, just graduated 8th grade, playing with fucking seniors, varsity girls, because the varsity coach sees something in her and wants her to get the experience.
Yeah. It's huge.
And I'm like, that's great. I mean, but in basketball, I'm like, you need to know the fucking fundamentals because your coaches aren't teaching you this shit. I'm like, if you fucking get the ball and turn around and you feel pressure here, these girls are dumb. They don't know what the fuck to do.
Sure.
Put the ball down and go the other way.
Yeah.
When you see the basket, shoot the fucking thing.
Yeah. And recognize the angles. And
Oh yeah, angles are fucking. That's all it is. I mean, that's what
basketball
Rodney made
yeah. Yeah. I
his
mean,
life, and he said. I mean, I think that's the rule in basketball. That if you shoot from the left side, 75% of the
right.
time, the
Yeah.
rebound's going to the right.
right.
So
Yep.
it's a percentage play, and that's why you see all these fucking crazy putback dunks. I mean, those are just being in the right time at the right time at the right moment. I mean,
Sure.
you go up and Curry shoots it from the fucking left side, and you jump up and get a putback dunk. That's great, but 3 or 4 more times, that's skipping off the rim and going the other way.
I
It's
played
crazy.
basketball with this guy, Jake, probably more hours than anyone's done anything, right? And Jake's shot to this day, I swear to God, me and Jake could go on any court in the world. And the way he shoots, he's got a great shot. But the revolution of his basketball is going this way.
Yeah.
No matter what. So it's turning this way. So he always will miss to the right. I would say 89% of the time, if he's going to miss, it's going to go to the right because of the way he shoots.
Yeah.
So I would key him up, get him a ball, and he'd have an easy shot. And if he's going to miss, I'm not going to be on the left-hand side. I'm going to be on the right-hand side. We had this unspoken fucking dialogue between me and him. And dude, I'm 44 years old, I think, at this point. And I have dreams of playing basketball with this kid to this day. And I haven't talked to him in years. And I swear to Christ, if we were to pick up and go play against guys our age, I would know where he's going to be 99% of the fucking time.
Yeah.
No matter what. Because we played so much together. We would play, it would be us two against, it'd be 2-on-5, full court. And we'd still win. And because that guy had this, like, he had that weird
knack.
He had the, like, the dog. Like, that motherfucker's not going to lose at fucking all.
Yeah.
And all I needed to do was just make sure that he had the ball when he wanted it, where he needed it. And then when he drove, he kick it out to me. And I had to make open shots. That was my job.
We used to roll back in the day, and I think it was shortly after we graduated. So like 92-ish. I think that's when White Man Can't Jump came out ish. And
93, I think, yeah.
Yeah, we would always play at parks and stuff, and you didn't have enough people, so we always just played 2-2 against each other, and you get a couple people that just fucking gelled. So I think it was White Man Can't Jump came out, and a bunch of us started playing, and we started going to different towns.
Yeah.
Like I said, we grew up in Arcade, and we'd go to like Fillmore. We'd go to Warsaw. We used to go to Warsaw a lot. They had a really nice court down there under the lights. A lot of kids playing there.
Nice.
And we'd go down there and we would hustle these motherfuckers and play 2-on-2, and we fucking beat their ass. And they'd, at the end, after they got fucking beat, they try to fight us because their girlfriends were watching.
Sure.
We just fucking laugh in their face, get in our cars, and we'd go home. But that was the thing back then. It was always that 2-on-2 shit. And like you said, you got that gel with somebody, and it didn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't have to say a word.
No.
I mean, all of a sudden, I knew as soon as he fucking planted his left foot and his right foot turned a certain way, I knew to just lob the ball over the back of his defender's head, and he'd catch it and lay it a fucking ball.
Yeah. We played, we went back the year after I graduated. He was playing football at Canisius. I was playing basketball at Madai for a minute. And we played, it was me, him, and like two other guys that we graduated with, three other guys we graduated with. And we played the starting team of our of the varsity team. And we waxed the fucking floor with these guys because, like, we were like actual students of not just basketball, but like of each other. Like, I knew, to this day, my mom would be like, you always knew where he was. Yeah. Like, I would steal a ball and I could throw it behind my back. And I have a tape of this. I'd steal a ball and throw it behind my back to where he was going to be because he knew I was stealing the ball. Like, it was just, it was like psychic shit. And maybe if you're lucky, you get like one of those things in your life. But holy shit, man, we had it. We just had it.
Me and we were just talking about that. One of the kids that played basketball with a lot, I mean, we had a pretty good chemistry. Him and another dude had even better chemistry. But me and the first dude, we got into beach volleyball. Back when that volleyball shit started.
It's disgusting how good you are.
And that was when you played in the sand. You played 2-man, and it was like, it was a fucking battle.
Yeah.
And we would go to courts, and we would just end up playing the best of the best and beating them.
But there's a rhythm to it. You know,
There is. I mean, that was back then when Karch Karai was the big thing.
yeah,
And we'd watch those guys play and we would talk on the way over there, like, hey, listen, if this ball is moving to the right and you see this guy set up, we would flash a signal behind our back. It was
Yeah.
one or two. Which way is the guy at the net going to block? So if I'm blocking inside, he'd stay in the middle. So he knew if I got a piece of it, he'd get a chance at it, or I'd fucking stuff him.
Yep.
But he also knew that he had a chance if the guy changed the direction the last time, decided to go down the line, he can get to it.
yeah.
So, I mean, it was just, this is what we talked about on a half hour, 40-minute ride to a bar to play volleyball. And guess what? If you won the whole fucking league, you pretty much got a t-shirt and your money back,
Sure.
whatever. But it was just a fact of throttling dudes week in, week out,
But there's
and having people say, hey,
yeah.
these guys just came from 40 minutes away. They're fucking badass and they're beating us down.
Well,
How
I
are we
mean,
going to beat them? And
why-
we would game
Why were
plan
the
and
Patriots
shit.
so
It was
good for
crazy.
so long? They all
plan,
spoke
baby.
the same fucking language.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it takes.
Yeah, and that's one thing I told Aubrey when we were watching beach volleyball, girls beach volleyball, and she's like, "Why is that girl always doing that?" And I'm like, "That is her telling the player behind her where she's going to block the ball.
Well, I mean,
If it gets
yeah.
set short, she's going to go up and try to block inside.
you break it down to your job.
Yes, so that means I have that side of the
Yeah.
court basically covered. Yeah, can they beat me? Sure. So you need to step back and cover my backside. And it's
Yep.
great because it's communication. And I'm like, you got to be talking to me. Yes, people are going to beat you. They're going to blow one through your hands or off your hands out of
Sure.
bounds, or guess what? They might jump in the air.
You get beat
change
by
direction.
guys that can jump higher than you, that are faster than
yeah.
you. But it was kind of weird. Like Jake was 5'9", 5'10", maybe, and I'm 6'2". So if you're a coach, you're gonna make Jake the point guard.
Yeah.
You're gonna make me the two or maybe the 3, right?
Yeah.
But when we would like play pickup, I'd be the point guard. I have shit handle. So I'm going left the whole time because I got a good left. But the second I go left, I open up 66% of the court for that motherfucker.
Yeah.
so the second I make him open, we're 2 passes away from having a layup or a good shot for Jake, or he drives and he kicks it out to me, and I'm 80%, from 15 feet out. So it was just so fun to they always say like Belichick is playing chess, everyone's playing checkers. We got to that point where no matter where we were, no matter who we were playing against, unless we got into like some weird ass tournament where we're playing against like we played against like D2 guys, D1 guys, and it's just like athleticism to where, like, if you play against, we were in high school and we're playing against D1 guys, the body movement.
Oh yeah.
When you're a fucking, I was 170 pounds, maybe. Jake was 150 pounds, maybe. You're getting bodied up.
Yeah.
You can't guard someone in the post when they're elbowing you in the fucking ribs and they're 200 pounds and they're just getting easy
You're
layups.
toast.
But like the science behind it, I love basketball because of the angles. Just like hockey. Hockey's all angles. All of it. Lacrosse, all angles.
Yeah. Lacrosse and hockey are basically the same sport.
Same thing. Soccer, all angles.
Yeah.
All of it. All of it.
Yeah.
It's gayer, but angles.
I mean, that was the thing with volleyball. Dude I played with was definitely shorter than me, but he could jump higher. I could never bring the ball in and push it back out in one motion.
Mm-hmm.
My hands were either cockeyed or I'd hold on to it, and I got called for it every time.
Palming.
So I had a
Yeah.
bump set all the time. So that's all I worked on.
Sure.
That's all I worked on. I mean, that's why my dad put a fucking sand volleyball court in our backyard.
Nice.
And that's why all of my friends would come down on a random night in the summertime, and we would sit out there. We had our boom box, and we would fucking play music.
Yeah, I mean, do what you're good at.
Hang out and
Yeah.
just play beach volleyball. We'd practice. We'd throttle our friends just for fucking around. And then it's like, hey, we're gonna go. We've got a match this weekend. It's like, what are you doing? I'm like, we're playing in the fucking highest level at this bar, and we're fucking pounding people that are way older than us.
Sure.
It was just fun, man.
Yeah. I love that shit.
The
I think
dream's
it's-
over now. The dream's
Well,
over. I have to
whatever.
live vicariously through my children.
Yeah, we're all going to die. But in sports, I think if what I always try to teach my kids, if you are smarter than the people you're playing against, like to me, like I don't know why Brady's coach won't say, like, what's a good word for kids our age, or for kids our kids' age? Like, oh, sorry.
Emotional damage.
If you say, here's a cheat code, right? Cheat code is this. If we get everyone to move to the left and we bring one guy back
Yeah,
this way, it's a cheat code, right?
it is. But at some point, the sportsmanship come in. And, I mean, these kids are 6.
Cheat
They're
code on
trying-
defense.
they need to learn the game. I think they
Sure.
need to learn the game right now.
Sure. Cheat code on defense if you're playing against that shit. Cheat code on defense in football.
I mean, Brady was asking me about kicking extra points. I'm like, bro, you guys are 6. I'm like, I've tried to kick extra points.
You're
He's
not there yet, bro.
not as easy as you fucking think, and I'm an adult.
Your Uncle Chris was hammered and kicked a 40-yard field goal in fucking
Dude, it
boat
was
shoes.
20 yards. It was an extra point.
In
I
boat
was
shoes.
barefoot, and I said, we were on the field in Michigan when Krista got us the tour. We got to kick extra points and shit. Dude, I fucking can't tell you how many I pulled.
Yeah.
Every one of them fucking went left.
Yeah.
Some of them weren't even as high as a crossbar. I'm like, how do they fucking do this? Yeah, whatever.
They're
So-
men. But yeah,
All
no,
right, it's time.
okay. All right. Well, I'll text you in 2 minutes when we're both up watching gambling videos.
I'm literally going upstairs, closing the door, and taking my ass to bed. I gotta take my
I don't believe
contacts out. I gotta be up in a few hours
right, cool.
to take my wife for this bike ride.
All right. Well,
I can't wait to document her pain and Aubrey's pain.
good luck.
I can't wait to do another fucking holy shit. What time is it? 1? 4.5 hours. Why do we do this, dude?
We're good
Why?
because we love each other.
The first 2 were fucking crazy out of control. This third one, this is usually where we kick it up a notch and we're like, let's talk about our fucking kids. And this is Chris. Chris is going to use this as ammunition when we go to Vegas.
Oh,
because
okay.
of that one day we were at Dino's and we're like, she's like, how's it going? I'm like, me and Chris are talking about our kids.
Yeah. It's exactly what we talk about.
She's like,
We should have
really?
gone live
I'm
with
like,
this.
yeah.
We should just actually just hung out and had beers and like talked to each other
When?
tonight.
We did.
Yeah, but we shouldn't have like gone live with it. We should just talk shit. I missed you. I love you.
We can do this some other time.
Yeah, I'll do this every day.
Like I can bring this in my fucking living room. We can talk to the whole family and just drink
Yeah.
and this is like Zoom calls.
Yeah, I love it.
So we're drunker. More racist.
No, racist was early.
Boy, was it
Time to
ever.
clip that shit out tomorrow. But holy shit!
I can't wait to see them.
All right, well, I love you.
All right, love you too, brother.
Hey, man.
And
Keep
I'll see you in like fuck. I might not. Oh shit!
Hang on, wait.
I might not be on next weekend.
Why? What?
I'm going camping. It's 4th of July.
Oh shit. All
Yeah.
right. Well, I think
Yeah, I won't be on. And then next weekend we're gonna try to do one live from Vinny's on like Saturday morning.
yeah. I think we have.
Friday morning ain't gonna work because you have to play poker with us because everybody's fucking excited, and we got a whole bunch of fucking people that want to come play cards.
I'm gonna grow the old stash out. And-
Yep, and I already ordered them on Amazon.
All right. So
So,
And then spacesuits. Got it. Cool.
or we can do a show next Thursday.
Cool. I'm in.
Because I'm not working right now.
I get it.
for
Yeah.
like
Look,
6 to 8
Thursday.
weeks.
Yes. Ooh.
So, I mean, I know that's your night that you go out drinking, but
I'll just bring it here.
whatever.
All right. Cool.
Options, baby.
I bought, just so you know, I bought, the desk I sent you. So I bought the things to make the desk that way. So we do have, we'll have a concave situation where I can talk to.
So it'll be great when you're farther away from the camera.
All right. We get it.
So I got to get a fucking new monitor.
All right. Yeah. Get a monitor.
So yeah, I got to do
They're like $1. Come on, Matt.
in your world there.
All right. Love you. Hey,
Let me see.
keep fucking that chicken.
Yeah, I have fucking nothing.